So we're going to go over the three treasures. We've done each of them separately, Jing, Qi, and Shen. But together, it's another way that you can help describe what Chinese medicine is all about with your patients. So I'm just going to ask you to say Jing, Qi, Shen.
Jing, Qi, Shen.
Okay, so we have Jin, we have Qi, and we have Shen. And we know what Jing is. What's Jing? It's like essence. Qi is energy. Shen is
spirit.
Okay, so we'll just go over it again, but it's another nice way that you can help define what TCM is to your patients. And it's so beautifully put, the three treasures, which have to be balanced, which have to flow harmoniously. So Jing is like the essence. It's we spoke about the primordial energy that's unique to every person and comes with them at conception. It's received from your parents, so it's like your constitution, right? Its closer counterpart is DNA, if we're talking in Western terms, or genetic material. And this energy governs the developmental growth processes in the body and the rate and degree of determination of the body. Jing can be strengthened through diet, lifestyle, and herbal treatments. Okay, so then we have Qi. Well, Qi is a unique energy, and it's to do with the interaction of yin and yang, the most dynamic and immediate energy of the body. Which is the Qi? What is the Qi called that goes throughout all our channels? We did it before break. Remember we talked about the different types of Qi? We spoke about Yuan Qi, about Gu Qi, Wei Qi, Zong Qi. Which is the Qi that goes throughout the channels? When you insert a needle, that's the Qi that you're actually working with.
That's that Qi.
What's it called? True Qi.
True Qi.
We just went through that, so we'll have to review that. But yeah, that's true. Okay, just so you know, again, remember, Qi is so vague, but already we've learned that there are different forms, okay? And so this is actually a pretty vague form. It's basically just a summary of these three different energetics. So Qi is called energy vital, energy primal, energy ki, prana, life force. If you have a healthy body, it's always circulating throughout the body without obstruction. Moves around the body, moves up, moves down, moves in, moves out. It has warming properties, as well as what else does Qi do? What other properties does Qi do? Or Qi have? Yesterday's class. Warms, holds, pushes.
Pushes, yeah.
Okay, contains. Okay, so... Okay, then we have Jing, Qi, Shen. Jing, Qi, Shen, the three treasures. Shen is spirit. Has to do with the psyche, the mind. Said to be the driving energy behind activities that take place in the mental, spiritual, or creative planes. And even in our intake form, there is, at the end of our intake, once we've gone through the CC, which is our chief complaint and all of our questions, there should be a space that says Shen. So that's your intuitive mind saying, how do I feel when this person is in front of me? You know, what's their spirit like?
The shine in eyes.
It can be many things. It can be many things. It can be the shine in their eyes. Are they pale? What do you feel energetically with that person? You know, do you feel good? Or I'll give you another example because this is what we do. When I was in England, I had a patient, and she was about 7 months pregnant. And I was doing some body work on her, very gentle work on her. And she was coming to me for sound therapy. And I put my hands over where she was pregnant. And this happened twice in my life, and I almost fainted. And you know, they're lying down so they don't see you. The music is playing and all that. So I had to, I thought, oh my God, I can't get sick in front of my, so I went down like that and I just kept my hand like fixed there. And I'm breathing, you keep breathing because you're going to faint. And I got up and it happened again. And I finally had to leave the room. I had to drink some water and I'm thinking, what's going on? Anyway, I went back. I tried to speak with her a little bit and just see if there's anything going on because it never, happened before. And to make a long story short, she lost the baby. And she was a rape victim. And I don't know why right at that point, because I had seen her before, but I've been doing different work. I was never really doing such close work with the child. So very interesting how you the unconscious, or you pick up things. And there was another man, a young guy that I encountered, and I could actually see the gray shadow coming towards me. So I mean, it was very, again, you can pick up these things. And also, at the end of the day, you're different. Everyone's different, so you're going to attract a certain type of clientele. You're going to attract different people than the person next door. So anyway, Jing Qi Shen, they work together. They work in harmony, and this is another way of explaining to people that come in that in TCM we work with things like the three treasures. And if they say, what is the three treasures? Everybody say it quick.
Jing Qi Shen.
Jing Qi Shen. And Jing is?
That's the energy.
No, everything's energy.
Essence.
Okay, so, Qi and Shen. So, let me just think, is it body, mind, soul? No, it's not body, mind, soul. It's constitution, essence, energy, and spirit. So I guess, you know what, in a way, it's the Chinese way of saying body, mind, spirit. Okay? So actually that is.
Ease.
Yeah, body
What do you
is
mean?
Qi, DNA.
Energy. Or I was going to say essence, energy, and spirit, so ease.
Oh,
Just like
okay.
sleep and ease.
Okay.
We're going to ease you into this.
Okay, so this is also good to know. And to follow this, we're going to go into the Jin and Ye. These are body fluids. Just so you know the difference, this is not the leaf, okay? These are two different types of body fluids. Jin is clear and thin. We are on page 17.
No, 26.
26?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jin is clear. Okay. It's distributed on the muscular surface, and it warms and nourishes muscles, moistens skins. The other one, Ye, is thick. It's in the joints, the orifices, moistens joints, strengthens brain and marrow, and nourishes orifices. So basically, Jin is the clear one, the thin one. It's on the surface, muscular surface, and Ye is stored inside the joints, in the orifices. So that's that fluid that we have in the joints and the knees, etc. So along with blood, Jin Ye are other organic fluids that moisten and lubricate the body, including saliva, tears, sweat, nasal discharge, gastric and intestinal juices, liquids in joints, cavities, and urine. Originating from the corded activities of the Tsang Fu, including especially the lung, spleen, and kidney, Jin and Ye are formed from food and liquids we ingest after digestion and absorption by the spleen and stomach, of course. Their functions work both internally and externally, and the distribution of and excretion of Jin and Ye rely on the spleen's function of TT. What does TT mean?
The breaking down and the rotting and...
No. Spleen is different.
RR, yes.
Spleen is different. Spleen is TT. Transport and transform. Okay. And the lungs function is DD. I used to always have these when I was studying. There was so much to learn. Okay, so what is DD? What does the lung do?
Descending.
Disperse,
Disperse.
descend. Okay? Because where's the lung going to go from here?
Yeah.
So disperse, descend, there's another D. Disperse, descend, but those are the two things. So stomach is RR,
Rotten.
rot and ripen. Spleen is TT, and lung is
DT.
okay. Good. Okay, the distribution and excretion of the yin and yang rely on the spleen's function of TT, the lungs' function of DD, and regulating water passages and the kidneys' function to both control urination and separate the clear from the turbid. Okay. Paul has a fever. He is thirsty, has a desire to drink fluids. He has scanty urine. What does scanty urine mean?
Not enough.
Not enough. A little bit, right? He's also got dry mouth, skin, dry stools, fever, scanty desire to drink. So this could be some type of heat, okay? Because you've got
Dry.
rapid and red, but there's a lot of dryness. So the first thing you say, wow, there's not enough yin. So then we go focus into what kind of yin is missing, right? So here we say it would be yin and yang deficiency. So what can give us, what can deplete us from these fluids, body fluids? Sunstroke, yeah, heat.
Dehydration.
Heat syndromes, yeah. Okay, so this on face value, it's a yin deficiency, obviously. Okay, yin. But then we go further. What kind? Right? This just gives you further. Okay. Julie has profuse sputum. She also has a cough. She feels fullness and pain in the hypochondrion, aggravated by coughing. There's edema. What's edema?
Swelling in the limbs.
Swelling in the lower limbs. She's coughing. There's a lot of sputum. Some palpitations, abdominal distension, edema, heaviness in the chest area, a heavy feeling. So what's going on?
The chi doesn't go all the way through in the lung.
Right, the chi is blocked, right?
Rebellious chi. The coughing. It's not.
Yeah, don't look at this.
Descending, it's ascending.
Yeah, because it comes up and the water.
There's a misprint on here, just to let you know. It's not clear heat and cool blood. There's a misprint. Okay, so this would be, when you have swelling, what is causing that? Is it heat? Is it cold? Is it...
Excess liquid.
Okay, what were all of our
Inflammation.
categories? Remember?
Inflammation.
Heat, cold, damp, dry. What else? Wind,
So if there's excess fluid, it'd be damp.
The cold
damp,
would be away.
dampness. So then you go in, and then basically we can say fluid retention. Okay, and so our treatment principle would be to disperse fluid. Okay, so we have diuretics in Chinese medicine, and that's a category. We will learn how to treat dampness. Generally speaking, again, someone feels heavy, they're overweight, usually those are damp, edema, fluid retention. Okay. Fuling is one of the, to create more urination. Fuling, F-U-L-I-N-G, and Fu Shen. Fu Shen is the same, but it also works on the spirit. I don't want to go and look into it. It'll take me about 5 minutes to find it. Those herb categories. But again, just so you remember, to promote urination, okay? And that's one way to clear, to drain urine. Fuling, F-U-L-I-N-G, and Fu Shen. Fu Shen.
How do you spell Fushan?
F-U and Shen.
How do you spell
And what's the damp point that you could use?
Stomach.
40. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Can you use like edema points for that, for dampness?
Yeah, what
the one
points
on the
would you
toe.
use?
Ren 5, Ren 9,
I don't know which one. I
Yeah?
have the number.
spleen 9.
Spleen 9 I would use also for this. I would use, which one?
K3. Sounds good.
Ren 9 I would use a Senjiao because Senjiao controls water metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would use
So what is Sanjiao? K6?
no, I would Senjiao,
Or-
triple burner.
Oh,
I would use
oh,
5. It opens up.
Yeah.
Use a Senjiao
5?
point. Yeah, I would use that.
If they got edema on the lower limbs, would you go down to like stomach 43?
Well, what is
That's an
stomach 40?
edema point. Stomach 43 and Soros urinary bladder 20. Those are both edema points, but stomach 43 would draw it down, and kidney point would draw it down too.
You could use that.
And reflexology, is it Chinese? Is this TCM too, reflexology?
We don't use it. We don't use reflexology. It's not
No.
part of our. It's not part of the curriculum.
Hold on. You said it would draw it down. Wouldn't
Well-
you want
No,
to
you want it
draw
up.
it up?
No, if
Yeah.
I want to get the water out of there, it's in the lower limbs. I want to get
Right.
it out of the lower limbs. I want
Right.
to take it out.
You want to take
What
it
did you
out?
say? Stomach 43 and UB what?
20. The edema points that are usually chosen are Ren points. Ren points would work. Ren 5 and Ren 9, spleen 9 would work. Those are the edema points
Okay.
that we know. But I'm saying, do you have
Uh,
edema points?
we don't have points like that. I mean, those
Okay.
aren't typical points that we would use.
So what would you use according to TCM?
Well, according to TCM, what I've put here, some of the points there, we would also work with Tuina, and we would work with herbs here.
Now you was
Definitely draining herbs.
So you would do
Again, I've never been able. I don't know how with the herbs and the acupuncture I can get rid of the edema. With the acupuncture alone, it'll take longer.
I have a client that had, he has swelling in both of his ankles. Now they told him he's an avid skier, and they tell him it's from skiing too much. And I said, I didn't say anything.
It's impossible. Trust me.
I was able to get the swelling out of one leg, but one other one I was having difficulty. And I do believe, I agree with you, he needed something more like herbs or something.
Yeah. It does work very good with Tuina and acupuncture when you do both. Because
Have you
I've
done
that.
Tuina?
Yeah,
Where did you
a little bit. Like it was one of the Mayos, we have to learn it. Just a part, like we learned like
that's
more.
like a 2-year course.
Yeah, we just learned like a part, like shoulder, neck.
Okay,
low back.
because it's very.
And-
There are many similar moves to massage and everything. Yeah, but again, yeah, very.
Like the grasping.
I did have one case study. One woman that was not case study. One woman that was coming to me. She was in her 80s, and she was. Her foot was this big. I know it was inflamed, and I know after seeing her every week that one of her lymph, it was the lymph was blocked, and it was hard. Like it was that one leg was hard, and now her son, who was 60 or something, didn't want to come all the time. While she was coming with me, what I did in this case, and you cannot use this, but I punctured to get blood, to release the pressure. And it did go down. And plus, after I did, first the acupuncture, then I drew blood in the veins in many areas. The second or third time, it was amazing. Drew blood, and it squirted all over my room, like it squirted. Now, I held the cotton on the leg. Everything was okay. She went home, and the day after, in the morning, because I mean it's very much in the surface. There were veins that were very much exposed. So the next day, I was seeing some other patients at a nursing home, and I get all these frantic calls. They took her to emergency. So I picked up the messages, went there to emergency, and what happened was she had hit or just bumped her leg, and it started squirting, that little opening, and the blood. So she was starting to lose a lot of blood. Anyway, all they told her was what happened, why, and she said acupuncture. I came in, I explained to the doctors in ER that what I had done and everything, and so they just said next time hold the cotton there for a minute. Anyway, they didn't know what to do. While I was seeing her, it went down and she had less pain. Then they stopped coming, and they're at a point where the doctors are saying, well, amputation. She's too old. I think she must be about 86. She's too old for the surgery, and